Tonight on News 5 Live, an overwhelming victory for the People's United Party as it maintains a stronghold on Toledo East. Apamo demands GOB's respect amid proposed policy changes. A second murder charge is brought against Robert Arnold in less than 1 month. And celebrity chef Art Smith teaches Belizean athletes the importance of healthy nutrition. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
There's no need to travel far when there's so much beauty here in Belize. Moyuna Resorts invite you to plan a staycation with a special discount at Sweet Songs Jungle Lodge, the Watermark Belize Hotel, and Hopkins Bay Resort. Escape to paradise with 15% off local rates for multi-bed or multi-bedroom units through August 31st. Enjoy the mountains of San Ignacio, island life on Umbergui Ski, or the calm coast of Hopkins. Give us a WhatsApp text at 671-4977 to book your stay. That's 671-4977 for this exclusive Belizean offer.
Snackers chips are more than just a snack. They're a proud product of Belize. Sourced from corn grown in Cayo's lush valleys, then crafted with care and packaged to perfection by Belizeans. When you choose Snackers, you're choosing the taste of home and flavors you'll love. Snackers, done right, done here.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
You made me a believer. I'm holding on as you lead me the right way. And now that I'm here with you, que se ha pasado el tiempo en que los años marcan mi cara. When we're tired of all the lies and the pain we feel inside, we want to make it right.
Not someone who has seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Oh yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good.
You're the one that brought me through. Yeah, never would have made it.
How great thou art. How great thou art.
Be exalted, let your name be lifted up forever.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, July 18th. I am Sabrina Daly. The People's United Party is celebrating another landslide victory after soundly defeating its political opponents in a by-election for the Toledo East constituency on Wednesday. Several weeks of active campaigning saw three politicians, including Dr. Osman Martinez, Dennis Williams, and Will Mejia, canvassing an area of the district to gain the support of voters. When the final ballot was counted, former CEO Martinez had cemented his victory by a wide margin. Official results shared by the Elections and Boundaries Commission this morning indicate that the PUP candidate trounced the more formidable of his opponents by a ratio of 3-1. 70% of the 4,670 votes cast were in favor of Dr. Martinez, whose stronghold appears to be Bella Vista Village. He garnered 3,269 votes. By contrast, the United Democratic Party candidate, Dennis Williams, received 1,159 votes, while PNP candidate Will Mejia turned in a meager 202 votes. The voter turnout for the by-election stood at a little over 60%. With a resounding victory, the People's United Party maintains its hold over Toledo East. On Wednesday, voters of Toledo East visited various polling stations across the constituency to cast their ballots in favor of their candidate of choice. By the close of polls at 6 p.m., over 4,600 votes were to be counted at the Toledo Community College. It was the culmination of weeks of groundwork by the mass parties, but it was a show of force by the People's United Party, whose machinery included a host of ministers, area representatives, standard bearers, and CEOs, and all hands were on deck to deliver this victory. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a closer look.
It was the 64th birthday that Prime Minister John Briceño will remember. A full bite from a birthday cake that PUP supporters in Bella Vista Village surprised him with, and a commanding victory for Dr. Osman Martinez in Toledo East.
This is the best gift that I could have gotten for my birthday, and for that I'm very, very grateful to the people of Toledo East and of course Osman Martinez and his team to be able to deliver such a decisive victory for the party.
A decisive victory indeed. Dr. Osman Martinez secured 70% of the ballots casted, defeating his UDP opponent by a ratio of 3-1. Will Mejia received only 4% of the total votes.
When you look at the municipal elections, 61 out of 67, and margin is even bigger than in 2020 and 2021. And now here's another election where we win 3-1. It is a mandate. The people are speaking out. The people are saying they are satisfied of the work of the PUP government.
We had our targets and we worked towards it. We did a lot of data science analysis. We were not worried about the margin. Our main objective was to win.
From the look of it, the People's United Party did not spare a single area representative, standard bearer, CEO, or municipal body. The who's who of the PUP were in Toledo working to deliver the big win. The same can be said of the United Democratic Party, whose executives, senators, standard bearers, and street soldiers were all on the ground putting in work. But why this show of muscle for a by-election in a single constituency ahead of a general election next year?
Don't you think this is a bit of an overkill for a by-election?
No, it absolutely isn't, Paul. I think it's very important for us as a party to come and show support for Dr. Osman.
We are all creatures of politics. We are political.
You live for these moments.
Of course. So I don't see it as any type of overkill or anything like that, any of the words that you use just now. This is about his colleagues here from around the country supporting him, supporting the people here in Toledo East.
It's usually, you take a holiday, you take a nice drive down to PG and you come and you relax for a weekend or something. But it's great to be here.
We have had, thankfully, people with experience who have done this before. So it is just a matter of gearing up. And here in Bella Vista, I could say that we have a number of youths, and that is very encouraging, that have actually taking up the hems of assisting the party from that end.
But the UDP began packing up and leaving Bella Vista even before the polls closed. As if the writing was already on the wall, the opposition's machinery even took a moment to greet Martinez. Party leader Moses Shine Barrow exited the counting station at 8:30 p.m., hours before the official results were announced. He was not seen or heard from the remainder of the evening.
We won everywhere, including Punta Gorda. I was well impressed, and for the first time in history, we won Monkey River. Right? And so, and the Mayan communities, we did excellent there. When you look at their numbers, it's almost 85% of the voters from there.
I see the Prime Minister behind us beaming with joy, like a father's very proud of his son. What's the initial discussion you and the Prime Minister had after realizing that you won this one?
Well, this is his birthday gift. So this is, we work together. And once again, it shows that the People's United Party, under the leadership of PM Briceño, is stronger than ever. This shows that of the unity of the party. You know, we had support from each and every minister in one way or the other. And again, you know, all that I can say is that the PUP is stronger than ever after 4 years.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Often referred to as the Forgotten District, the needs of residents in the Toledo District are many. There have been cries for improved road infrastructure, greater access to healthcare facilities and educational institutions, job creation, and much more. Dr. Osman Martinez must hit the ground running, especially given the fact that he only has a short time before his name is once again on the ballot. It can be as early as the first quarter of 2025. News 5's Paul Lopez tells us more.
At the opening of the polls on Wednesday morning, Dr. Osman Martinez marched through the streets of Bella Vista Village with a crowd of his supporters all wearing blue. He made an early statement to his opponents. Now that he has been victorious in the by-election, Martinez has his work cut out in Toledo East.
We have been abandoned for so long, and I think Dr. Osman is the right person who we should give the opportunity to prove and to show the people that there is people that still with good heart who want to take us out of poverty.
El problema de nosotros en Bella Vista son los terrenos.
The problem we have in Bella Vista is land. We need our leaders, whether PUP or UDP, to help us get title to our land. I worked for 15 years with UDP and I did not get a lease or title. I did not receive a single land document.
The main problem here in Bella Vista is land issue. We need an auditorium here in the Bella Vista Village. We need a school because this school is too small. We need the football field to get fixed.
High on Dr. Osman Martinez's list of priorities for Toledo East is job creation.
First and foremost, we need to generate jobs. And our PM has said it over and over, that the best social protection program is to create jobs. And as an economist, I believe that the most sustainable way to sustain an economy that can grow in a healthy way is by creating jobs. Therefore, we are working with a call center already that has started a pilot test with 10 agents. And it is our hope that by December or late January of next year, we will be hiring 1,000 workers. And at the same time, you know, along with the Prime Minister, when we went to South Korea, we were working along to get the financing for the Punta Gorda Hospital. And that is also in the pipeline.
You replaced Minister Espat, or he was a Minister of State, in the Ministry of Finance. Have you been promised some sort of position like that?
The only promise I have is to represent the people.
As former CEO in the Ministry of Economic Development, Martinez is no stranger to governance and administration at an executive level. But it is a question perhaps best suited for the Prime Minister, who appoints government ministers. He gave this response when asked if Martinez will be receiving a seat in cabinet.
Well, I think first we have to get him into the National Assembly, that's something that we have to take a look at. I have not decided as yet, but we certainly need the talent of Osman Martinez. Has been working as a CEO for economic development. So again, it shows the depth of the party, that we have people with a lot of talent and experience and ability, and Osman Martinez represents that.
Another question looming on the minds of everyone is whether Prime Minister John Briceño will call an early election. Martinez has at least a year before he is once again on the ballot, requesting the support of Toledo East voters. He may have until March 2025 to prepare.
It would be a third time you're running. Do you have that drive?
I will go in the Guinness Book, no?
We will not have elections in 2024.
Are we looking at March 20?
So I said 2024, you have January to November. You actually have until 2026, right? So I can tell you it will not be in 2024. If we want to be just cold and calculating and callous about just getting re-elected, we could call an election right now. And the leader, Mr. Barrow, has hardly any support within the party, and even the people the influentials in the country are not supporting him. The leadership of his party is not supporting him, so there's no reason why we should not. But the most important thing for us is that we were elected to serve the people.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, are preparations underway for an early 2025 general elections?
Well, sir, I really did go through some stress with my barber. This man here, they push my hairline way back to the 90s.
Sure.
People, they call me BB Buck Farid now.
So I got a problem, right? I just do this photo shoot, and I want the best photo shoot. But somebody don't want me to post it up. I just tired of this, man.
I don't want to tell her to catch me on my way. I stopped at the shop and tell the lady I want $5 tacos. You could imagine when you give me? No.
What are your problem?
Honestly, life good for me over here. I just upgraded to the DigiOne Elite. I have unlimited postpaid plans, DigiTV, free home phone, and the fastest home internet.
I going to upgrade mines now.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
I am Ronald, lineman lead hand at BL. We are an essential service and we are doing everything we can to make sure that we keep the lights on for our customers.
I work outdoors and my job is to provide safe and reliable power.
Our teams continue to serve communities across Belize.
Food Festival to hit Belize. And Central America is back. And boy, do we have a mega 2-day event for you. The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Productions, the Alaya Resort, Niche, ECAT, the San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Border Management Agency, and Belican Ultra presents the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0. And it happens July 27 and 28 on the beautiful island of San Pedro. La Isla Bonita comes alive starting on July 27 with a mega concert. Get ready as we introduce and bring to you a sound of Belize. We call the Belize Brock Dung Roots Combo Band and the Belize Paranda Soul Combo Band. Backed up by some of Belize's best past and present musicians. Joining them is Belize dancehall queen Britney Starr. And top of the night, we bring to you hit reggae superstar Carly Buzz. Dancehall's hottest artist, Mr. Bubblegum himself, Valiant. And to close off night one, we bring Jamaica's biggest sensation, Miss Hit and Run herself, Shensia.
You think I could have get in on my feelings?
This all happens on July 27th, San Pedro, Belize, at the Soccer Chispas Field. Doors open 5 p.m. For showtime 6 p.m. Tickets available at BIMFF.BZ on the eCash wallet, powered by Belize Bank, or on the Quick Pass app on all Android and Apple iPhone. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0, July 27 and 28, 2024, on the beautiful island of San Pedro. Sponsored by Belize Tourism Board, eCash, San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Niche, Belican Ultra, Border Management Agency, the Alaya Resort, Honorable Andre Paris, Travelers, ICB, Digicel, Dolphin Production, Wine Smith, Angelus Press, Tropic Air, Modisco, Maya Island Air, Hits Media, Love FM, Channel 5, Courts, San Pedro Belize Express, Smart, and Channel 7.
Hey, move out my way. Me, I'm mad for my day.
Earlier, we told you that Prime Minister John Briceño may be more inclined to calling an early general election following the overwhelming support that the People's United Party received in Toledo East. So, what do the PM's cabinet colleagues think about having an early election at this point? On Wednesday, we asked a couple of them that very question. Henry Charles Usher told us that he remains ready. Jose Abelardo May says he still has work that he wants to finish ahead of another election.
My guess is that we have to continue to work. We will continue to deliver on Plan Belize and we'll continue to have these victories.
Would you be ready for a snap election?
We are ready for election at any time.
That's the Prime Minister's decision, but there's still a lot of work for us to do. In my constituency, I have major objectives that I need to finish. And I wouldn't want that they call election before I can do that. I really want to, we really need to see the paving of the Guinea Grass Road, the electrification of Indian Church, San Carlos and Fireborn, and the upgrade of that road. And when I have done that, then the Prime Minister can call his election. I'll be happy with that.
4,670 voters turned up at the polls on Wednesday to vote in Toledo East. That is 60% of the total number of registered voters in the constituency. On average, Toledo East records a 70% voters turnout during general elections. That number has been falling over the years and is now at an all-time low. Voters in the constituency have expressed frustration over the challenges faced while traveling on less than adequate road infrastructure to exercise their right to vote. Prime Minister John Briceño was asked about those concerns.
The truth is that as a government we have invested millions and millions of dollars in infrastructure, but because of the rains that we have in the south, and not because of climate change. At one time it would rain constantly, now it would be heavy showers and flash floods, and it's creating a problem. And so we have to see how we could address that more on a long-term basis. The challenge that we have in the Toledo district is that we have a lot of small communities. You know, I use the example between Orange Walk and Toledo district. Orange Walk has about 26 villages. Toledo district has about 60 plus villages and communities. Our population is probably twice the size of the Toledo district, but yet each of these communities, they need not only one, they need school, they need a health clinic, they need community center, they need electricity, they need water. These are the basic needs that our citizens need. So it puts a tremendous pressure on any government. And so it is something now that we have to try to find more towards a long-term solution, which is not going to be easy.
PM Briceño was also asked if he is any at all concerned about the fact that the opposition's continued failure at the polls may lead to the erosion of Belize's vibrant democracy. Of course, weak opposition is always a plus for an incumbent administration. So it comes as no surprise when Prime Minister Briceño responded saying that this is democracy at its best.
Absolutely not. This is democracy at its best, that people come out and they decide who they want to support. When I was leader and during the difficult times that I had, I mean, it was never as bad as this, but I was still out there. I was still talking to people, meeting people, talking to them. And I think we managed to cross that point, where people now feel confident in our leadership, feel confident in the work that the PUP is doing. And we want to continue that, and we want to reach out to everybody. Like I tell everybody, especially during election time, I said, I want you to come out to vote. Even if you don't vote for the PUP, come out and vote. It's important. That's democracy at its best. And when you look at Central America and in this region, Belize has one of the most vibrant, active, strong democracies in the region.
After the break, Apamo says it is not to be taken lightly. But first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
In a small village, Alex encounters a familiar face, an acquaintance claiming to offer opportunities on a distant island. Persuaded by promises of a better life, Alex agrees to go. Alex arrives at the airport and is escorted onto a plane by a menacing individual. Alex's doubts grew as they soar into the sky. Arriving at the island, Alex is taken on a boat to a smaller, remote island, his escort's threats ringing in his ears. He realizes the harsh reality of his situation. On the smaller island, Alex finds himself in cramped conditions, forced into unfair wages and grueling hours of work with restricted movement. The promise of a better life fades into exploitation.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers Bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
You made me a believer. I'm holding on as you lead me the right way. And now that I'm here with you, que se ha pasado el tiempo en que los años marcan mi cara. When we're tired of all the lies and the pain we feel inside, we want to make it right.
Not someone who has seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Oh yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good.
You're the one that brought me through. Yeah, never would have made it.
How great thou art. How great thou art.
Be exalted. Let your name be lifted up forever.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
There are currently 103 protected areas in Belize, and of that number, 28 of them are managed by members of the Association of Protected Areas Management Organization. And today, at a press conference hosted by APAMO, members have voiced concerns over possible changes to the management system to be put in place by the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change. These concerns include a lack of communication, accountability, and funding. News 5's Brittany Gordon attended the press conference today to hear more about these issues. Here's that story.
In a country where roughly 50% of the GDP is dependent on tourism, the management of natural resources is a vital part of maintaining economic stability. In Belize, there are several entities responsible for the protection and upkeep of all protected areas. The Association of Protected Areas Management Organization, APAMO, is responsible for managing 28 of those areas. However, some changes recently proposed by the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change have raised concerns with the organization. Amanda Acosta, chair of APAMA, details those concerns.
APAMO has sent a letter to the ministry that is substantively responsible for these acts, which is the Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change. We sent it June 22nd. We have not gotten an acknowledgement nor a response to that email. But in that letter, we broke down our concerns specific to the NPAS Act and to the PAC Act. There are individual concerns per each piece of legislation. I would say there's more regarding the NPAS bill. But overall, our major concern is the process. It has not been an active participatory process. We feel that the 20, 30 years plus worth of experience that the APAMO membership provides has not been tapped into to make this legislation as robust as it can be, or as perhaps as effective as it can be.
Concerns raised by the organization include gray areas of responsibilities for co-managers and their partners, as well as difficulties accessing funding for the upkeep of the resources. The organization claims that it has been nearly 2 years since a grant was provided by PACT. Acosta further explains that the shift towards the micromanagement of the NGO's daily operations does not bode well for the well-being of the protected areas.
So the co-management agreement that several of us have signed, or the framework under which we have worked, has given us day-to-day authority for the protected areas. So in other words, we determine the opening hours, we determine activities, of course, based on the designation of the protected area. Each protected area is designated either a national park or a wildlife sanctuary, and that really sets up the framework of what can and cannot happen there in terms of activities. So we feel that it's superfluous. It's not necessary to have to break down into the details of informing them. There is a need for governance, and we understand that it's national parks, it's for the people of Belize, and so there needs to be governance structures and accountability, but it does not have to come down to micromanagement, for a lack of another way of putting it.
During the recent wildfires that destroyed several thousands of acres of land across the country, multiple organizations banded together to extinguish the flames. Maria Garcia, chairlady of the Samna Society, maintains that the preservation of several protected areas were due, in large part, to the groundwork put in by the co-managers of these areas.
They have been on the ground for years. They have the experience, the rangers working on the ground. They don't have holidays, and they don't do it for the money. Look at the fire that just happened. Who was there? The caretakers of all these protected areas. Because the government didn't have enough people to help. You call forestry department, they say we don't have, the resources. We have them in the south. We have them, in the mountain pine ridge. So who took care of all these protected areas? The people in charge of the protected areas. So we are one, and we want this legislation to be humbled to our level.
Ultimately, it is because of the groundwork and collective efforts carried out daily by co-managers that the organization seek to be acknowledged, respected, and included in decision-making processes by the government, as they work towards the shared goal of managing Belize's prized natural resources.
So we're asking for open dialogue. We're asking for a response to our letter. Again, acknowledgement of receipt with a time frame of when we are planning, and also to have holistic involvement of all that the legislation will affect.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
The Protected Areas Conservation Trust, PACT, was created to provide NGOs and conservation organizations in Belize with the necessary funds to keep the country's natural resources safe and thriving. The fund has been in operation for 30 years, providing grants for the commanders of the co-managers of Belize's protected areas. However, according to the Association of Protected Areas Management Organizations, it has been nearly 2 years since any of its 16 members have received a grant. At a press conference hosted by APAMO today, Chairperson Amanda Acosta explained why it has been so long since the last grant and how this delay has affected the co-managers in the country.
PAC hasn't issued any funds in almost 2 years, just to be blunt about that one. No funding has been on the ground. They've had transition process from the first CIS to the second CIS, and there has been no grants issued in that time frame. This is the time, this is where we're saying we need to have be part of the conversations. Again, the top-down approach is not a conducive environment for us when we are putting in double the funding, when we are putting in significant staff and bodies. There needs to be an equal conversation, and this is what we have been saying, and the same goes for PAC. The PAC board was reconstituted in 2015. If that's a conversation that we need to have, that is the conversation we need to have. Again, it is government majority. That naturally means that the agendas that are put on the table, the vote is a government majority. The board constitution needs to change. And I will say that the PAC is important money. It's little money, but it's important money in that it's about roughly $4 million that is issued per annum into the system. 4 to 5, again, depending on tourism. That money can be used for essentials and for core, and the legislation speaks to that. I don't want to get into speculation as to the intent of any chair or any of the entities because I don't know what is in their mind. What I can speak to is, like I said, what we know factually. The fact of the matter is there is no executive. They are in the process of hiring. They have changed the organogram, and they are in the process of hiring. Other than that, I think it would be speculation on my end to say where PAC is going. They are looking at issuing funds for fire relief. They are looking at CIS, but I think we would need to get it from, excuse the term, but from the horse's mouth. We need to ask CEO directly what the vision, or what his, as the chair, what is the vision there.
Earlier this year, a series of wildfires spread rapidly throughout the country, devastating the livelihoods of farmers and displacing dozens of families. Also impacted by these fires were several protected areas and natural resources. To save these assets, multiple government and private sector organizations banded together to douse the flames. Also on the ground during this process were the co-managers of these protected areas. Today, the Association of Protected Areas Management Organization, APAMO, held a press conference to voice concerns regarding the recently proposed policy changes and demand recognition for the work put in by co-managers. Christina Garcia, Executive Director of Yaakshe Conservation Trust, voices these complaints.
One of the main things is capacity. And I say capacity from the side of the government, because nobody thought that huge of a disaster would have happened in these areas. And I think that earlier someone mentioned the commitments that the government has signed on to. We get a lot of forest loss. What do you think will happen to the carbon there? And I know government, the bank on that. There's a legislation that is going to go forward specifically for carbon. The legislation does not inspire any confidence to sign a co-management agreement. So who will manage these protected areas? The government? We have seen over and over that there's no capacity and funding to do this. So how are they going to meet those commitments? So I think that the conversation is long overdue. It needs to happen, whether they want it or not, because there's lots at stake at the moment. you know, and I don't want to say this in a mean kind of way, but we bring a lot to the table. We bring a lot of changes. There's not only protected areas involved, but communities as well. We work heavily with communities, you know, unless if they want to see the deforestation rate goes up. We already have problems with deforestation. The fires even made it worse. So what's going to happen next? You know, the training of the communities, a lot invested in these areas, you know, so they shouldn't take us lightly.
We have been covering various camps and trainings since the beginning of summer. Today we visited a different kind of activity, one where young athletes are learning how to prepare healthy meals that will keep them fit and energized when they are competing in various sports. Visiting celebrity chef Art Smith and his business partner, rugby athlete Lucas Canceller, are leading the sessions organized by Ambassador Shabazz. We stopped by Hours Cafe and Lounge this morning, where healthy cuisine is the order of the day. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
As soon as I heard this, that it's a cooking class and it's dedicated for athletes, it's more on the educational for sports side of things, I was excited. So that's when I knew I wanted to come for it.
Nutrition plays a crucial role in supporting athletes' performance and overall health, as they engage in intense physical activities that require more energy than the average person. A well-balanced diet provides the necessary fuel for training and competition.
All my life I did sports, and I know that doing sports, it all depends what you do during the day is what you will need. If you need more protein, more carbs, so my idea here is teaching them like it all depends how they feel, what they need to eat, and knowing what you have in the fridge too. You know, like we all don't have like the possibility to have everything in our fridge, so we need to know what we have and what's the properties of what we have in the fridge.
Different sports have varying nutritional requirements. Endurance athletes may focus on carbohydrates, while strength athletes prioritize protein intake. Adequate nutrients support muscle strength, endurance, and power. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are essential for optimal performance.
I like that they're emphasizing how important the vegetables are, that any meal that you want to do as an athlete, you want to start off with your vegetables. It helps with your digestion, and as well as, it adds to the food, the flavor, the healthy aspect of it.
Ismar Vasquez is a young athlete who has transitioned from the sport of rugby to mixed martial arts. Along with several other sportsmen from various disciplines, he is learning the importance of a nutritionally adequate diet, which is the foundation for an athlete's success. They are learning from renowned American chef and restaurateur Art Smith.
Sports and food, the food is never, it's always, there's very few places that have really excellent food. And there wasn't a noted chef behind food and sports. And so, Oprah says if you're going to, like Quincy Jones said this. He says, the great Quincy Jones producer, he said, if you can see it, you can be it. And I saw the need for a chef. And so together, working with Sporty Bird and Lucas Canceller and I just met with the president of the Chicago Bears, and as a way of bringing food and chef-driven food to the stadium, because a lot of it's fast food.
The sessions attended by these athletes are part of a series organized by Ambassador Atala Shabazz, the eldest daughter of Malcolm X. She has been friends with Chef Art for the past 30 years.
We're at the Hours Cafe and Lounge, and Hours means Our United Reclamation Shared. So it has a sensitive and dedicated component to it. And so while we have a restaurant and special services, special events, host special events, and the like, when my visiting chef series comes in, they are responsible for Monday to Monday. And during that Monday to Monday, they get to know Belize personally. We identify areas that are associated to them, such as this one, which is sports and food and nutrition, the power of food. And then on Sundays following, we always end with a special community brunch for everyone to participate here.
In 2020, Lucas Canceller, a rugby player, was on his way home to Argentina after playing a season in Spain when he took a detour to visit Smith in the United States. When the pandemic struck, he was unexpectedly quarantined in Florida. Their time together resulted in Smith losing 70 pounds. A new concept for sports and healthy eating was also born.
I always have my idea to mix sports and food because I like to teach people like what is right to eat and etc. So we start doing some media together. And after that, I told him, why we don't mix your fried chicken, because he's so famous for fried chicken, with my Argentinian Milanese, that I have my mom's recipe that is pretty good. And he said, let's try it. So we try it, people love it, and we start putting some stores. The name is Sporty Bird. So we have a Sporty Bird in Chicago, and we are expanding to other states now.
Together, Consigliere and Smith are teaching Belizean athletes how to eat healthy and excel in their respective disciplines. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
When we return, Robert Arnold faces second murder charge in 1 month.
Remember, not all light bulbs are created equal. Our lighting department offers a wide assortment of light fixtures and accessories to suit your style. So stop in today and get the right illumination for your homecation. And don't forget your B-Box when you make a purchase. Benny's, quality and savings.
13,835,700 eggs are eaten by tourists each year, fueling our thriving economy. Tourism means business.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
MacNav Visual Strategies, where creativity meets business. Step inside our world of innovative visual solutions. From captivating graphic design to expansive wide-format productions, our services are tailored to bring your vision to life. Experience the impact of our high-quality signage and billboards, embroidery, promotional items, and professional paper printing, all designed to elevate your brand's presence. Every project reflects our commitment to creativity, quality, and client satisfaction. At McNabb Visual Strategies, we transform ideas into visual realities. Get in touch today.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Sustainably managing Belize's resources is an initiative led by a number of environmental and conservation NGOs across the country. In tonight's flashback episode of Belize on Real, we revisit the work of the Corozal Sustainable Future Initiative. During an eco-tour organized for the media, we observed fishermen engage in beach traps, an environmental and sustainable practice that goes back to the ancient Mayas. Here's News 5's Marian Ali.
This circle made of sticks and wire is called a beach trap. It is one of 11 that sit in the sea near Sartaneja, Corozal district, and is the chosen method for commercial fishing in the Corozal Bay Wildlife Sanctuary. This type of fishing is agreed upon between fisher folk in that area and the Sartaneja Alliance for Conservation and Development, formed in 2012. Since then, the alliance has been able to compromise with the commercial fishermen who rely on the sanctuary as a means of livelihood.
Ultimately, depending on what they do as fishermen is what will ensure their livelihood in the long term, right? And so in that period of time, we were able to get the fishermen organized. They have a beach trap association. We were able to meet some compromise with them in terms of them agreeing some of these conditions that will allow them to continue using the resource, but conditional, with some mechanisms and some interventions that will ultimately benefit them as fishermen. And so we are at the point right now where we have signed an agreement with the fishermen, well, actually the fishermen with the government of Belize, for access to the reserve.
To access the area, the fishermen must use beach traps as their method of fishing. Accompanied by a ranger, Eliseo Canul went to harvest the mature fishes that were in his trap. He said that it wasn't difficult for him to accept this type of fishing because it was already a part of his family's tradition.
If I throw the smalls, that will grow and more fish, and then my children's, they will have fish. Yes, my children's and other children's will when they grow, they will have fish right here in the bay.
But there are fishermen among you, among your membership or your numbers, that don't do that. There are fishermen who go to the market and sell the small sprats $2 or $3 a pound. How discouraging is that?
Well, I know. See that that is good. In my I will not do that because I want to sell pretty fish, big fish.
While the day's catch for Eliseo might not add up to a hefty sum, The fishes were mature, and the catch was enough for him to purchase food for his family and fuel to return tomorrow for more fish. The sustainable method of extracting marine resources is one that the Ministry of Sustainable Development not only supports but pushes for, as Minister of Sustainable Development Orlando Habet shared.
Government can't do it. We'll be doing the policies and passing the legislation, but we depend largely on the population, the people, to have the education, to have the knowledge and appreciate especially what we have so that they can also help in conservation. One of the things that we miss many times is that we're looking at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and we look at all of them, and many times we forget goal number 17, which is that of partnership and collaboration. I am not one of the persons who believe that everything has to be policed. Many times when you pass laws and it's being policed and people are behind you, that's when you have sort of retaliation from the people and they don't do what they're supposed to do because you're pressuring them. But once they know that they will do it because they understand the why, and that is why the education information is so important.
Because there are fishermen who engage in illegal fishing, the effort has to be more than educational. Executive Director of the Sartaneja Alliance for Conservation and Development, Joel Verde, says spot checks and enforcement are important.
Anything commercially that is outside of the traps is illegal. In fact, that's the major issue we have, right? So, for example, we have sometimes Mennonites accessing the area along the Balam Jungle Estates in the eastern coast, where we always have issues with gillnets there. In fact, every surveillance or every patrol that we do in that area yields the confiscation of gillnets and so forth. We also have a site here, which is the Waribite area, which also have land access, and we also have an issue of gillnets there. But those are primarily considered our hotspots, and that's primarily where our targeted surveillance seeks to address.
A couple miles further east of the fish traps is an area called Cayo Falso, comprising of two tiny islets, habitat for frigate birds and manatees. This site also forms a part of the 278 square miles that make up the sanctuary. Rangers frequent the area to ensure that the pristine environment is preserved for the wildlife that inhabit there. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
21-year-old Robert Arnold is facing another charge of murder after being arraigned on Wednesday for the shooting death of businessman Cruz Magana on June 3rd. It is alleged that Arnold, who is presently on remand for the murder of Rudolph Bubba Youth Lewis, entered the home of Elizabeth Magana in the Fresh Pond community. He, along with an accomplice, reportedly proceeded to rob the family of $2,500 and personal electronics before shooting 32-year-old Cruz Magana. The incident shocked residents in that quiet neighborhood, and police continued their investigation despite not having much to go by. Their diligence paid off, and yesterday Arnold was brought down from the Belize Central Prison and taken before the lower courts, where he was charged with murder. On June 25th, Arnold, along with 22-year-old Travis Herbert, was charged for the March murder of Rudolph Lewis. Guatemalan national Julio Lopez Perez will serve the next 2 years and 8 months in prison after pleading guilty to inflicting vicious chop wounds to Neri Barrios. The incident happened in November 2021 when Barrios was attending a friend's wake in Lords Bank Village. While inside the house talking with a few friends, including Lopez Perez, when he was struck to the head. He then realized that he was bleeding profusely from the head. Barrios had been attacked with a machete and chopped twice in the head, cracking his skull. Today, at sentencing, Justice Nigel Pilgrim, after considering the severity of the offense, handed down a 4-year prison sentence, but awarded him a deduction for Lopez Perez's early guilty plea. That leaves him with 2 years and 8 months effective May 9th, 2022. Up next, Haile Selassie's 132nd Earth Day celebration at Birds Isle.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
You made me a believer. I'm holding on as you lead me the right way. And now that I'm here with you, que se ha pasado el tiempo en que los años marcan mi cara.
When we're tired of all the lies and the pain we feel inside, we want to make it right.
Not someone who has seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Oh yes you have. And all my life you have been so, so good.
You're the one that brought me through. Yeah, never would have made it.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live, only on 5.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
On Saturday, Enoch Ethiopian International is hosting a Haile Selassie 132nd Earth Day celebration at the Bird's Isle. This event will mark 19 years of celebrating Haile Selassie's Earth Day in Belize. It promises to be a time loaded with entertainment and food. Ras Ruben, a member of the Rastafarian community in Belize, stopped in at our studio to tell us more.
This event is an annual event. We have been hosting it for now about 19 years, since 2005. I've really been like on the forefront, being in charge of hosting it in Belize City. And it's an annual event that we try to get the awareness of the community of what Rastafari means to the community. This year we have Mile 41 Band, and we have Kenny Cladden and the New Creation Band, and we also have a couple other artists, Ras Melanin, Ras Sherman, and we have two big DJ, Tony G and Father Mose, on the spin and the wheels of steel. So this is not what you would say exclusive to Rasta people, our Rastafari, the small community, so to the wider community also. That's why we try put a show together that has multiple different kind of personalities, so that people could find something to attract them, you know. We also have food, my food under there, vegan bites under there, and we have other food too, you know, for people that do eat meat and other stuff, you know. So I got wide variety of entertainment for the people. That's the idea, you know, for come, commune, unite, and with a cooler, calmer, positive vibration. You know, the idea is for us to find ways to interact with each other and learn at the same time, spreading the energy and the vibes of the music.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.